Mr. Patrice Ledoux, the producer. Then Jean-Paul Gaultier, who created the costumes. Then we have Milla Jovovich. Luc Besson, bien sûr, qui est non seulement réalisateur, mais c'est un scénario original de Luc. Et Corbin Dallas. Enfin, à sa droite, nous avons Chris Tucker, the music by Eric Serra. Voilà, mesdames et messieurs. Alors, il y a une première... Gary, voilà. Gary Oldman.
Allez, we change again. You go there. Gary.
Voilà. Alors, il y a une question au centre, ici, s'il vous plaît. Le micro. Mademoiselle, s'il vous plaît. Alors, je vous rappellerai également que on s'arrête pour les photos et pas de photos flash parce que ça interfère avec les télévisions. Kindly, no pictures with flashes because obviously it interferes with television, and kindly move on the sides.
Baz Bammy from the Daily Mail in London. I want to say that the dress you're wearing, Milla, is great. Who designed it? Well, I'm asking you who designed the frock, and then I want to know about the design of the movie.
My frock?
Ah.
Unfortunately, Mr. Gaultier never made me one.
But just
and I couldn't wear the bandages because, I don't know, that might be a little too much. So.
A question for Mr. Bruce Willis. You obviously get many parts offered to you, inviting you to play the big, strong action man. What was it about this role that you particularly attracted you to it, and what was it like working in a British studio at Pinewood on a sci-fi film like this compared to working in Hollywood studio?
Okay, I'm glad you asked me that. Can I borrow this microphone, please? Just want to welcome Gary Oldman, who was not at the other thing, the other photo shoot there. Always good to see you, Gary. Thanks, Bruce. It was very simple. I wanted to work with Luc Besson. That's all. I like his movies, and Luc came to my house about 5 years ago and tried to explain this idea for this film to me. And at the time, I don't think it had quite coagulated. His French was much worse than it is now. He's actually learned to speak French quite well, actually. Thanks. And then about a year and a half ago, he gave me the script, and it was this film, and I read the script, and it took me as long as it took me to read the script to say yes, and now here we are at Cannes. And can I say that you're all very well behaved? I really, you should all give yourselves a hand because you really are very well behaved. And as far as doing a movie at Pinewood, everything was great. We had a very international crew. Everybody really worked well together. Luc almost burned down the 007 stage by accident. But I want to talk to you guys over there about the whole donut situation, because the donuts in London, can I say this? They blow. They really suck. They are the worst things. And I don't know what these scones are, but I think a scone wants to be a donut. A scone is what they had before they had donuts. But in America, at the American studios, they have really great donuts every day, every morning. They're laid out there on the table. Am I right, Chris? They're there every day. And besides that, I love working at Pinewood. I've done a couple films over there where we didn't burn anything down. But I hope that answers your question.
May I just ask Mr. Besson, why did you choose a British studio?
En France, il n'y en a plus beaucoup. Parce qu'on les a descendus, on a fait des immeubles. Donc il y avait un problème en France, à le tourner en France, il y avait un problème. Il aurait fallu qu'on construise des studios. Il y a une vraie culture au niveau des décors, au niveau des staffeurs, des peintres, de tous ces gens-là. Il y a vraiment des artistes et des artisans anglais très très bons. Parce qu'ils ont l'habitude, depuis les James Bond, depuis tous les gros films d'aventure, de tourner là-bas. Donc c'est vraiment des super techniciens.
Bruce, it's your second science fiction film, immediately after 12 Monkeys. Why, are you a science fiction fan now, or is very interesting to see how the future could happen?
No, I'm actually, I guess it would seem like I'm a science fiction fan, and while I suppose I am, I'm a fan of great film directors. I like working with Terry Gilliam. I loved working with Luc. It's interesting. I find that when I come to Europe and I talk about the films that I do, it's a much different experience for me than it is talking about films back home, because I find that the European film-going audiences, the French especially, are much more in tune with the artistic content of the film and not how much it costs or how much the actors are paid or other more mundane questions like that. And I just wanted, again, I just wanted to work with Luc. I like all of his films, and I thought it would be a lot of fun. Did I answer your question?
Pretty much. How many stars you kissed in your film?
Oh. Millions of, I mean, I can't really, I've actually lost track of how many men I've kissed, actually. I can remember most of the women that I've kissed, but Luc was kind enough to allow me to write scenes. I actually had to ask him to write some of the scenes in to allow me to kiss Milla as often as I did in the film, and a lot of the scenes got cut out of the film, a lot of the kissing scenes, because the film would have been about 7 hours long or something, and we'd have left all those in there.
The long version would be in video.
Well, in the video, that's right. In the what is it, in the laser disc, all the kissing scenes will be in. What kind of question is that?
Okay, so another question,
You wanna
please.
ask me about how
My
many
second
women
question
I-
is,
What's your second question?
okay, how do you feel with an Israeli bodyguard guarding you here in Cannes?
Safe, very safe. Avi's a big pussycat, though. He was crying on the boat over. You should have seen him. You know, if you take a look at him, he is Israeli and he is strong, of course. But he was weeping openly, and Milla actually had to give him a hug and hold his hand because he's afraid of water. Something about growing up near the desert or something. I don't know what it is, but he's afraid of water. I think the film's going to do big. I mean, if you want my honest opinion, I think the film's going to do really well. It's a big, funny, exciting, colossal, gigantic, out of proportion to almost anything else that's going to be opening this summer, and I really think it's going to do well. To be honest with you, I don't know the effect that the film opening here will have back home. I'm sure that it'll help the film here in Europe, because Luc is so well loved, not only here in France but across all of Europe. But I think the film is going to be a big fucking smash, is what I think. Honestly, I mean, if you want my honest answer. I know you can't write that, but I think it's going to do well.
Why do I always play bad guys? I guess that they're the scripts that come through the letterbox. I would love to do a romantic comedy, but I don't get offered those roles, and it's fun to play the bad guy, and certainly in a movie like this that has if you like, a heightened style to it. I mean, I walk a tightrope with this one. I think I'm comic baddie. But yeah, I play the bad guys, and there's a perception, I guess, out there about me that I'm difficult and mad and crazy, and that's why I play these characters. But as Luc and Bruce would tell you, I'm a pussycat. It was sort of Ross Perot meets Bugs Bunny.
The thing was, first it was the character that Luc wanted. So he was supposed to be an action man, I should say, and to be to say the truth, it was easy for me because already he has a good physique, not so bad, you know. So it was very easy to dress him, you know. So it was a real pleasure. So I have only to use his own physique and to show it how it is. So anyway, I didn't dress him very much. You can see a lot of his flesh. I think people will appreciate that anyway.
Yeah, it's a different, I guess it's a different approach. A movie like this, acting in a movie like this, will throw a lot of those, it throws a lot of theories out about method acting, for instance. Because a lot of the time in a film like this, you are looking at something that isn't there, most of the time. So I'm flying a spaceship, but I'm just kind of moving like this, and Luc reassured me that there will be stars there one day, and it will look like you're moving. So there's a different kind of approach, and you certainly, there's one rule I think with a film like this is you shouldn't go in and try and upstage the sets. You can't compete and battle with those, and the clothes. So it's a different. It's not David Mamet. It takes a whole different mindset and a different approach, and it's something, I guess, the size of it you have to surrender to, and but it's a great experience to be involved with a film like this. It really is. It's like Disneyland. You go into work and you work with those monsters and these clothes and the set, and it's really is like dressing up and play acting, which is what acting is, I guess. I love actors. I like being around actors, and that works both being an actor and being around actors as a director. It's certainly the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It's like you know, we get to hang out as actors. So we come in and we line up with the camera and the lighting, and then we get to go to the trailer and kind of just take it easy and wait for them to do their thing. And what I did like about directing is that you are constantly involved and forever thinking, and the creative process is forever turning and working. I mean, they're very different experiences. But I mean, I've always tried to be director friendly, because I imagined that the job it's a hard job to do, and I never quite realized how hard it was until I did it. But I much prefer it. They're both rewarding and both very different.
Well, it's always very exciting to be here in Cannes. I was here a couple years ago with a film called Pulp Fiction that actually did very well here. I just arrived yesterday, so I really haven't been out and about. It's actually very nice here, very pleasant here. It's exciting. You know, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing the film tonight, and to all the hubbub that surrounds the opening of one of Luc's films here. And if I or anyone up here should actually burst into flame, would some of us just come? Would someone just come and roll us to the ground and cover us, because it is just a little warm up here, Luc Besson. What Gaumont has done and what Luc has done is given us a bunch of money to make a big, huge, very exciting ride that it costs, I don't know what it costs to go to films here. Back in the States, it costs $7 or $8 to go in. You go in and sit in a dark room in a chair, and you're taken on this ride for an hour and a half. And it really, while you're making the film and while you're in pre-production and post-production, no one ever thinks about how much money it costs or what the outcome is. The outcome really is all geared towards entertaining people and entertaining the audiences who come out to see films like this. Unfortunately, when you do a film or a series of films like Die Hard, that are successful and make $1 billion, you become associated with those films. And I've done a lot of other films, and some of them have not made quite as much money. But I try and do as many different characters as I can. It would be incredibly boring for me to play that same character over and over again. When we were making Die Hard 3, I had a very difficult time because a sequel is not a new movie. It's another chapter in a movie that you've already seen. So it's an even more difficult acting job to try to be interesting. But it was a great question. Thanks for asking.
Luc loves women very much and respects them very much. Sorry. My role, I think, is an inspiration for not just me, but for every single person in the world, because she represents the future of mankind and opening 100% of your brain and flying or speaking without words. And I think she's the next step in evolution. So for me, that was such an amazing opportunity to get closer to a human being that is that wonderful and perfect and beautiful. And the whole role was a challenge. Everything. Working with Luc is a challenge because he really pushes you, and I wanted to be the best that I could be.
You still remember a few words?
Bine.
Milla by far worked the hardest of any of the actors on the film. She had to do all the really hard stunts and beat herself up and set herself on fire, and every day she would have a different cut or burn or something that she had done where she'd crashed into something or jumped off of something. And Luc made her learn this language that I just don't understand it, Luc. I still am trying to figure the language out. Go ahead, see, now look what happens.
Voilà, mesdames, messieurs, merci beaucoup.
De le juger pour l'instant. La seule chose que je vois, c'est que le 137e plan est trop jaune, que la porte exprime peut-être avec plus de concision. Et puis la plupart du temps, j'avais pas de quoi faire 3 prises, j'avais de quoi faire 2 prises, donc il fallait vraiment être concis complètement.
Cette question qui est que précisément, peut-être que ça explique le rire de certains de mes confrères, mais ce plaisir que j'ai eu à voir le film est un petit peu, je dois le dire, contrecarré par le véritable jusqu'aux photos pour Alors je voulais savoir si vous aviez peur de nous, si vous
Non, pas du tout. Je suis content que vous me posiez la question, parce que
voilà,
comme ça je peux un peu m'expliquer.
profiter de l'occasion.
Et on était un petit peu entre les deux. Donc on a essayé de faire un peu plaisir à tout le monde. Donc on a bloqué effectivement en Europe et on a travaillé avec quelques personnes aux États-Unis.
Do you think you're bringing American machismo to a European-style film, or did the European influence?
Oui, la plupart. Tout au moins, j'avais mon œil et je disais ce que je voulais. Mais les rôles principaux, oui, tous. Voilà, mais c'était avec...
Actor who came before Quentin Tarantino.
D'abord, Spielberg est un grand metteur en scène, donc je suis très de dire, l'histoire se répète tout le temps, et même au XXIIe siècle, ces choses-là sont vraies. Donc ça me paraissait une bonne une bonne base pour dire ces choses-là. Si j'avais dit autre chose, j'aurais peut-être pas utilisé la science-fiction. On connaît un petit peu de temps en temps sa patte. Il s'est vraiment prêté et donné son talent au film. Et voilà.
Voilà. Oui, au premier rang, s'il vous plaît.
He's bigger than Spielberg, first of all.
C'était quoi la
Spielberg
première?
wants to be Luc Besson.